friends, welcome to Prashant IAS. So friends, in the last class we have completed our discussion with writs and judicial review, and from this class we will continue our discussion with directive principles of state policy. So friends, in this class we will start our discussion with directive principles of state policy. Now friends, question arises that from where we have adopted these principles. So friends, we have adopted these principles from the Constitution of Ireland. Means we got inspiration from the Constitution of Ireland to include these principles in our constitution. Okay, so we have adopted these principles from the Constitution of Ireland. Okay, now friends, we can also call them DPSP in short. Okay, so their name is Directive Principles of State Policy, and in short I will call them DPSP. Now friends, these principles are given under part 4 of the Indian Constitution. So in which part these principles are given? So these principles are given under part 4 of the Indian Constitution. Now friends, then a very basic question arises that what is the meaning of these principles? What is the meaning of directive principles of state policy? So friends, these principles are in the nature of directions to legislative or executive wings of the government, which are to be observed while formulating laws and policies. Now what does it mean? So it means that these principles are a kind of directions or guidelines. Okay, so these principles are a kind of guidelines. And friends, we all know that what is legislature. So parliament is central legislative body, and similarly state legislative assemblies are state legislative bodies. Okay, so parliament and state legislative assemblies are legislature. So friends, whenever legislature will make any law, whenever legislature will make any law or policy, then legislature has to follow these principles. Legislature has to follow these principles. Legislature has to keep this principle in mind whenever legislature will make any law or policy. What does it mean? It means that legislature has to make any law or policy according to these principles. Okay, so legislature has to make any law or policy according to these principles. Similarly friends, we know that what is executive? So central government and state government, they are executive. Okay, so friends, whenever executive will implement any law or policy, then executive has to follow these principles. Executive has to keep these principles in mind. Okay, so for example, what is central executive? So central executive is Prime Minister, and Central Executive is Prime Minister and the Central Council of Minister. Similarly, what is State Executive? So State Executive is Chief Minister and State Council of Minister. Okay, and in day-to-day language we call them government. For example, we call Prime Minister and Central Council of Minister as central government, and we call Chief Minister and State Council of Minister as state government. Okay, so in day-to-day language we call them central government or state government. So whenever the central executive or state executive, or whenever the executive wing of the government will implement any law or policy, then executive has to keep these principles in mind. Means executive has to implement any law or policy according to these principles. Okay, so these principles are very important because legislature and executive wings of the government has to keep these principles in mind, has to follow these principles whenever they will make any law or policy. So this was the meaning of DPSP. Now friends, then the question arises that what is the purpose or aim of these principles? Okay, so what is the purpose of these principles, or what is the aim of these principles? So the first purpose is that most of these principles aim to establish social and economic democracy as pledged for in preamble. Okay, so what does it mean? So it means that the first purpose of these principles is to establish social democracy and economic democracy, and then it tells us that where it is given that India should achieve social and economic democracy. So it is given in the preamble to our constitution. So preamble to our constitution pledges that India should achieve social democracy and economic democracy. Now friends, what is the meaning of social democracy? So social democracy means maintaining free market system with regulations so as to take care of the welfare needs of the citizens. Here the government takes responsibility of providing social services without eliminating the role of market. Now what does it mean? So it means that it is a kind of system in which there is free market. Okay, so government does not eliminate the role of free market. There is free market. But what government does, government actually takes care of the poor section of the society. Government takes care of the poor people. Okay, so there is free market plus government takes care of the poor people. Okay, so this is social democracy. Now what is economic democracy? So economic democracy means everybody who contributes to production is entitled to have his share or wages and allowance. Okay, here every contributor or worker has a say in the decision making process as to what to produce, how to produce, where to distribute, what should be the price. Okay, so economic democracy, what is economic democracy? Economic democracy means if a person is contributing something to production. Okay, if a person is included in the production process, in the production of goods and services, then that person should receive the profit. Then that person will receive some part from the profit. And then that person will also be included in the decision making process. Okay, in the management of the factory. So economic democracy means if a person is included in the, production process, then that person will get share from the profit, and then that person will also have some say in the decision making of the company. So this was the meaning of economic democracy. Now friends, even if you are not clear with the meaning of social democracy and economic democracy, then also don't worry. Why? Because here the main relevant thing is that you should know that the aim of DPSP is to establish social and economic democracy. Okay, so even if you are not clear, then also please don't worry. Okay, and if you are clear, so be happy. Okay, so the very basic purpose of DPSP is to establish social democracy and economic democracy. And where it is given that India should achieve social democracy and economic democracy, so it is given in the preamble. Friends, I hope that I am able to explain you the meaning of social and economic democracy, and even if some students are not able to understand the meaning of social and economic democracy, then please let me know in the comment section, or you can also send me message on Instagram. Then I will make a separate video on social and economic democracy, because in this video I cannot explain it for much time. Okay, because here I am explaining you directive principles of state policy. Now friends, the second purpose of directive principles of state policy is that these principles carry the concept of developing a welfare state and not a police state. So what is the next purpose of these principles? The next purpose of these principles is to establish a welfare state, is to make India a welfare state and not a police state. So what is a police state? So police state has very limited or less work to do. For example, the very basic work of the police state is to maintain law and order in the society and to secure the boundaries of the country. Okay, so the work of police state is very limited. Its work is limited to law and order and securing the boundary of the country. But friends, the work of a welfare state is much broader. For example, we know that India is a welfare state. So welfare state means the government provides us healthcare facilities. So we know that in India, government provides us healthcare facilities. Similarly, government provides us free education. Okay, government provides us free education. Okay, similarly friends, government provides free ration or ration at very low cost to people who cannot afford the ration. Okay, so government either provide ration at free of cost or at very low cost to all those people who are poor, who cannot afford the ration. So the work of a welfare state is much broader than a police state. Why? Because definitely welfare state will also maintain law and order, welfare state will also secure the boundaries of the country, but beside these work, welfare state has other works also, and these other works of welfare state are more important. For example, a welfare state ensures the health of the citizens of the country. For example, India is a welfare state, so Indian government provides us healthcare facility. Indian government provides us free education. Indian government provides us infrastructure. Indian government provides us free ration, means to people who are poor, to people who cannot afford it. So welfare state means where the very basic aim of the government is to do welfare of people. Okay, is to do welfare of people. So the next aim of directive principles of state policy is to make India a welfare state. Now friends, then the question arises that are these principles justiciable? Okay, so now what is the answer to this question? So the answer to this question is that these principles are non-justiciable in nature and cannot be enforced against the state in the court of law, and thus they are considered as positive obligation on the state. Now friends, what does it mean? What is the meaning that these principles are non-justiciable? Okay, what is the meaning that they cannot be enforced against state in the court of law? So I will give you one example so that you can understand this very clearly. So friends, I have taught you fundamental rights in a very detailed manner. So now I hope that you all have remembered, you all know that in which article which fundamental right is given. So what Article 16 says? So Article 16 says equality of opportunity in the matter of public employment. Okay, equality of opportunity in the matter of public employment means if there is any government job in the country, then government will provide equal opportunity to all the citizens to get that job. Means all citizens will be provided with equal opportunity for that job. Okay, there will be a fair competition. Now suppose friends, if government is not providing equal opportunity to all the citizens, government is discriminating against a section of citizens and government is doing favor to a section of citizens. Okay, means government is not enforcing that fundamental right. Government is not providing equal opportunity to all the citizens in getting any government job. So what does it mean? It means that actually government is not enforcing that fundamental right. Government is violating your fundamental right. So in case government violates your any fundamental right, then you can directly file a case against the government in the Supreme Court of the country. Okay, and when Supreme Court will do judicial review, then and if Supreme Court finds that actually government has violated your fundamental right, and if Supreme Court finds that government has violated your fundamental right, then what Supreme Court will do? Supreme Court will issue writ. Supreme Court will give order to the government, and Supreme Court will give order to the government to implement that fundamental right. Okay, and the order of Supreme Court is binding on the government. So then government has to enforce that fundamental right. Means then government has to provide equal opportunity to all the citizens in government job. So what conclusion can you draw from this story? So from this story, you can say that if government is not enforcing any fundamental right, then you can drag the government in the court of law. And then in the court, you can force the government. You can compel the government to enforce that fundamental right. Means government is duty bound to enforce your fundamental right. And if government is not doing so, then you can actually force the government to implement that. But now, let us take the example of any directive principles of state policy. So friends, we all know that Article 44 is a directive principle of state policy. It is a DPSP. And Article 44 says that state should try to achieve uniform civil code. Now what is uniform civil code? This I will explain you later, but for the time being you just understand that Article 44 says that state should try, means government should try to achieve uniform civil code. But friends, now imagine if government is not bringing uniform civil code in the country. If government is doing nothing to implement uniform civil code in the country. Okay, government is even not trying to implement uniform civil code, then also you cannot file a case against the government in the court of law. And court cannot force the government to implement uniform civil code. Why? Because directive principles of state policies are not enforceable in the court of law. It means that if government is not enforcing these principles, then you cannot file a case against government in the court, and you cannot compel the government, you cannot force the government to implement these principles. So it is up to the choice of the government. So if government wants, then government can implement these principles, and if government doesn't want, then government is free to not implement these principles. Okay, so these are not a burden on the government. Okay, so these are not a burden on the government, these are a positive obligation on the government, these are a positive obligation on the state. Positive obligation means they are not burden. Government is free to implement or to not implement. It is up to the choice of the government that if government wants, government can implement, if government doesn't want, government can avoid them. Okay, so these are a positive obligation on the state, means they does not create any burden on the government. Okay, now friends, then comes Article 38. So what is Article 38? So definitely in this lecture we will study only about directive principles of state policy. So Article 38 tells us about first DPSP, first directive principle of state policy. So what is that? Let's try to understand. So Article 38 says that state shall strive to promote welfare of people by securing a social order in which social, economic and political justice shall prevail in all the institutions of national life, especially through reducing inequality in income and eliminating inequality in status, facilities and opportunities. Okay, so what Article 38 says? So Article 38 says that state shall strive to promote welfare of people. So now what is the meaning of strive? Strive means try. Okay, strive means try. So it says that state should try to promote welfare of people. Now what does it mean? So you can simply say that Article 38 instructs the state that government should actually try to do welfare of people. Okay, and what is the meaning of welfare? That I have just explained you. Welfare means when government provides you healthcare facilities, when government provides you free of cost education, when government provides you free ration or ration at very low cost, when government provide you infrastructure, and government provide you many other services. Okay, means the very basic aim of the government is to do the welfare of people, is to do the welfare of citizens. Okay, so Article 38 says that government should at least try to do welfare of people. Okay, so first line says that government should try to do welfare of people. Welfare of people means these kind of things, providing healthcare facilities, providing free education, etc. Now further it tells that how state can do so. So it tells that state can bring welfare of on people by securing a social order in which social, economic and political justice shall prevail in all the institutions of national life. Okay, so it tells that how state can do it, how state can make India a welfare state, how state can do welfare of people. So it tells that state can do welfare of people by securing a social order in which social, economic and political justice prevail. So what does it mean? So it means that it says that government should try to make such a society in which there is social justice, political justice and economic justice in all the institutions, in all the organizations of the country. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that Article 38 says that government should try to make such a society in which there is social justice, economic justice and political justice in all the institutions of the country. Now what is social justice? So social justice means when the social status of all the communities present in the territory of India are equal. Okay, so social justice means when every community of the society is equal. Now what is political justice? So political justice means when everybody can vote and everybody can contest election. So what is political justice? So political justice means when everybody is allowed to vote and contest election. Okay, similarly, what is economic justice? So economic justice means when everybody can earn money and do his economic development. So everybody is allowed to earn money and do his economic development. So these were the meanings of social justice, political justice and economic justice. So Article 38 says that government should try to make such a society in which there is social justice, economic justice and political justice in all the institutions. Okay, now further it says that especially through reducing inequality in income and eliminating inequality in status, facilities and opportunities. Okay, so what it says? So it says, then it tells that how state can do it further. Okay, how state can achieve a welfare state. So it says that state should, means government should try to reduce inequality in the income. So we know that in India there is a huge income gap in the income of the citizens. Okay, on the one hand, few people are earning crores of rupees, and on the other hand, many people are earning very less amount of money. Okay, for example, we can say that the difference between the richest man of India and the poorest man of India is much wider. Okay, so what is current status in India? That there is a lot of gap in the income of people. There is a lot of inequality in the income of people. On one hand, few people are earning a lot of money, and on the other hand, many people are earning very few money. Okay, only few rupees. So friends, Article 38 says that government should try to reduce this inequality. Government should try to reduce inequality in income. Now, how government can do so? So for example, in India, we have progressive taxation system. So what happens in progressive taxation system? That when your income increases, then tax rate will also increase. Okay, so if you are earning less amount of money, then either you have to pay no tax or you have to pay a very little amount of tax. But if your income is high, then you have to pay higher tax. Means if your income will increase, the rate of tax will also increase. Means if your income will increase, then you have to pay a huge amount of tax to the government. Okay, and then government will use that money for the welfare of the poor section of the society, for the welfare of the poor section of the country. Okay, so progressive taxation can be a one step toward reducing inequality in the income. Now then it says eliminating inequality in status, facilities and opportunities. So what does it mean? It means that government should try to eliminate inequality in status. Means the status of every person, every community of the country should be equal. Okay, government should try to eliminate the inequality in facility. Means no special facility should be provided to any person. Okay, every person in India should be provided with same facilities. Okay, so no extra facilities, no special facilities should be provided to any person. Similarly, there should be equality of opportunities. Means it should not happen that few people are getting all the opportunities and few people are not getting any opportunity at all. So it is the duty of the government to eliminate inequality in opportunity. Means all the people in India should receive equal opportunities. So this was Article 38. So if we have to summarize, then we can say that Article 38 instructs the government, guides the government to make India into a welfare state. So Article 38 aims to make India into a welfare state. So this was Article 38. Now friends, then comes Article 39. So what is Article 39? So Article 39 says, Article 39 clause A says that state must secure on all citizens, men and women, equally right to means of livelihood. Now what does it mean? It means that government should try to provide equally to all the citizens, whether he is a man or woman. Okay, so government should try to provide equally to all the citizens, whether they are men or women, right to means of livelihood. Now what does it mean? It means that every person should be provided a chance to earn their livelihood. Earn their livelihood means they can earn that much amount of money by which they can live their life happily. Okay, so every person in India should be provided a good chance to earn a good amount of money, to earn their livelihood. So livelihood means they can earn at least that amount of money by which they can live their life happily. So every citizen has the right to earn their livelihood, and earn their livelihood means they can earn that much amount of money by which they can live their life happily. Now what is clause V? So clause V says ownership and control of material resources of community shall be so distributed so as to subserve the common good. Okay, so what it says? So it says that ownership and control of material resources of community shall be so distributed so as to subserve the common good. Now what does it mean? So friends, as we know that there are many material resources in the country, and actually what is a resource? So anything which can serve our utility, anything which serves our purpose, it can be a resource for us. Okay, so anything which is of utility for man, that thing is resource. Okay, so what Article 39 says, that there are many material resources in the country. Okay, for example, water is a resource, coal is a resource, gold is a resource, petrol is a resource. Okay, means you can say each and everything present in the country is a resource. Even human being is also a resource. Okay, but human being is not a material resource. So here we are talking about material resources. For example, water, coal, gold, silver, petroleum. So these all things are material resources. So Article 39 says that there are many material resources in the country. Okay, so these material resources should be distributed in such a manner that they give benefit to every person of the country. Okay, so Article 39 says that, Article 39 clause B says that the distribution of all the material resources present in the country should be take place in such a manner that they can serve to every person of the country, so that they can give benefit to every person of the country. Okay, so this was the meaning of Article 39 clause B. Now friends, I can give you one example so that you can understand it more clearly. So suppose friends, there is a coal mine, and we know that coal is also a resource. So according to Article 39 clause B, it should not happen that a single person or a group of persons, they gets the ownership of that coal mine and control of that coal mine. And definitely if a single person or if a single group of persons will get a ownership or control of any coal mine, then what they will do? They will definitely extract the coal and then they will sell this coal to earn profit, and then they will keep the entire money received by profit in their pockets. Means the coal resource is only giving profit, is only giving benefit to few persons. So Article 39 clause B says that this should not happen. So what should happen according to Article 39 clause B? So according to Article 39 clause B, the ownership of this coal mine should be in the hands of government. Okay, government should extract the coal, and if government is making electricity out of this coal, then this electricity should reach to the house of every person. Okay, every person in the country should get electricity, and if government is selling this coal in market and government is earning money, then every person should get benefit from this money. Okay, so what Article 39 clause B says? So it says that all the material resources of the country should be distributed in such a manner that they provide benefit to every person of the country. It should not happen that they are only providing benefit to few persons or a single person. They should provide benefit to all the persons. So this was the meaning of Article 39 clause B. Now friends, then comes Article 39 clause C. So it says that state should ensure prevention of concentration of wealth in few hands. Now what does it mean? It means that Article 39 clause C says that government should try that wealth should not be concentrated, wealth or money should not be concentrated in the hands of few persons. Okay, so it should not happen that few persons are very rich and many persons in the country are very poor. Okay, so Article 39 clause C says that government should make such a system, government should try to prevent the concentration of wealth. Government should try to prevent the concentration of wealth in few hands. Means it should not happen that the entire wealth of the country is in the hands of few persons and other persons in the country are poor. Okay. So government has taken many steps. Government has taken many steps to implement Article 39 Clause C. For example, we can say progressive taxation can also be a step to prevent the concentration of wealth in few hands. Why? Because if a person is earning more money, then according to the principle of progressive taxation, he has to pay more tax to the government. He has to provide more tax to the government. Okay. And then government will use that money for the welfare of poorer section of the society. Okay. So every person is getting benefit out of money. So progressive taxation can be a one measure to prevent the concentration of wealth in few hands. Similarly, land ceiling. Okay, so land ceiling can also be another measure for preventing concentration of wealth in few hands. Land ceiling means a particular person can only own this much amount of land. Okay, so a particular person or a single family can only own this much amount of land. Okay, they cannot own land beyond a certain limit. So this was the meaning of land ceiling. Okay, so these were the measures which government took to prevent the concentration of wealth in few hands. Then friends comes Article 39 Clause D. So Article 39 Clause D says that states must ensure equal pay for equal work for both men and women. So what does it mean? It means that Article 39 Clause D gives instruction to the government that government should make such laws so that equal pay, equal salary is given to both men and women for equal work. Now what does it mean? So I will give you one example so that you can understand it more clearly. Suppose friends, there is a biscuit making factory, and in that biscuit making factory a man is working and a woman is working. Okay, now friends, the owner of the factory is giving 200 rupees to that man for his work, but the owner of the company is only giving 100 rupees to woman. Okay, so this is a discrimination. Okay, so they are doing equal work. Man is making 100 biscuits in a day and woman is also making 100 biscuits in a day. Then also the owner is providing them different salaries. He is providing more salary to man and less salary to woman. So this should not happen. So Article 39 Clause D says that equal pay, equal salary, equal wages should be provided for equal work. Okay, so means if two persons, whether they are man or woman, if they are doing equal work, then they must be provided with equal salary. Okay, so this was the meaning of Article 39 Clause D. So then comes Article 39 Clause E. So it says that people should not be forced by economic needs to take a vocation unsuited to their age or strength. Now what does it mean? So again I will give you one example so that you can understand it very easily. Suppose friends, there is a person and the name of that person is Santa. Now suppose this Santa is 80-year-old. Okay, so his age is 80 years. And we know that at this age, the muscles and bones of a person are very big. And person cannot do any heavy task. But now suppose friends, the children of Santa are not keeping Santa with them. Okay, and moreover, Santa do not have money for his livelihood. So Santa has to do some work, definitely, because he has to eat food, he has to wear clothes. Everybody feels hunger. So for satisfying your hunger, you have to do certain work. So now Santa at the age of 80, he also has to do some work. So now nobody is offering him work. Why? Because he is an old man. Now suppose a factory owner offered him work and the work is to break the stones. Okay, so now Santa got the work to break the stones, and we all know that breaking stones is a very difficult task. It needs a very high amount of energy and strength to break a stone. Okay, even you and me will face very difficulty when we will go to break stones. Okay, so now Santa got a job which is unsuited to his age as well as his strength. Why? Because his age is very high. He is 80 years old. Okay, he has very less strength. So he should not do any work which is not according to his age. So Article 39 Clause says that government should make such laws. Government should make such policies so that people should not be forced by their economic needs people should not be forced by the need of money to do these jobs which are not suited for their strength, which are out of their strength, which are not according to their age. Now friends, then comes Article 39 capital A. So what Article 39 capital A says? So it says that state must ensure justice to all and free legal aid to poor. Okay. Now what does it mean? So it means that it is the duty of the government to provide justice to every person in India. Okay. So every person inside the territory of India means every person in India should receive justice. Okay. Nobody should face injustice. Okay. So government should try to provide justice to every person. Then friends, Article 39 capital A says that definitely there are many poor people in the country. And if you are going to file a case in the court of law, then you need a good lawyer. And without a good lawyer, it is very difficult to win the case. Okay. And definitely we know that the fees of lawyers is very high. So Article 39 capital A says that government should provide free legal aid to poor people. Okay. So free legal aid, for example, free lawyer. So government has done many things to implement this directive principle of state policy. For example, government organized Lok Adalats. Government provided free lawyer to people who do not have enough money to give the fees of lawyer. Okay. So Lok Adalat and free lawyer can be the best example of Article 39 capital A. Then friends comes Article 40. So Article 40 says that state must organize village panchayat in all the states of India. So this is very simple and there is nothing to explain. So it just orders the government that government should try to organize village panchayats, okay, in all the states of India. So we all know currently in almost all the villages of India there is village panchayat. Okay, so Article 40 just deals with the organization of village panchayats. Then comes Article 41. So Article 41 says state must ensure right to work and assistance to old, sick and disabled. Okay. So what Article 41 says? So Article 41 says that state must ensure right to work and assistance to old, sick, disabled and unemployed. Now friends, what does it mean? So friends, we all know that if a person is old, if a person is sick or a person is disabled, okay, so definitely in all these three conditions, no employer means suppose a owner of a company, a owner of a factory, so no person would like to give them work. Why? Because according to the mentality of persons, old persons cannot do work efficiently. Their efficiency is very less, means they need more time to do less amount of work. Okay, so according to the general mentality, old people, sick persons and disabled persons, they cannot do work efficiently. So it is very difficult for such peoples to find work. Okay, so Article 41 says that government should try to provide right to work and right to assistance to old people, sick people and disabled people. Means if these peoples are not finding suitable work for them, then government should provide them work. Okay, government should help them in getting work. Government should help them in getting work. Similarly, government should provide them assistance, means government should provide them help. Okay, so government should provide help to people who are old, who are sick, who are disabled or who are unemployed. Okay, so it is the duty of the government to provide help to all the people who are old, who are sick, who are disabled or who are unemployed. Okay, old, sick, disabled and unemployed. So then comes Article 42. So what Article 42 says? So Article 42 says that state must ensure humane work condition and maternity relief. Now what is the meaning of humane work condition? Humane work condition means just work condition, means working conditions which are suitable for humans. Okay, these should not be working conditions which are suitable for animals. Humane work condition means working conditions which are suitable for the working of a human being. Okay, in which he can work healthily. Okay. Now what is maternity relief? Maternity relief means, for example, when a woman is pregnant and he delivers her child, then at that point of time he definitely needs she needs leave. Okay, Okay, so when a woman is pregnant and she has to deliver her child, then at that point of time she definitely needs leave, relief, rest and other kind of reliefs. Okay, so article 42 says that it is the duty of the government, means government should at least try to provide humane work conditions, means working conditions which are suitable for humans, working conditions which are suitable for the working of humans, and government should try to provide maternity relief, means government should try to provide relief to such women who are pregnant and they are actually going to deliver their babies. Okay, so relief can be of many types. For example, paid holiday, means paid leave, means they are on leave and their employer is paying them money. Okay, so paid leave can be one of the form of relief. Okay, and other leaves and there can be other form of reliefs also. So friends, for example, ban over manual scavenging. So ban over manual scavenging can be the best example to ensure humane work conditions. Okay, now friends, what is manual scavenging? So manual scavenging refers to the practice of manually cleaning, carrying, disposing or handling in any manner human excreta from dry latrines and sewers. Okay, and it often involves using the most basic tools such as buckets, brooms and baskets. Okay, so what is manual scavenging? Manual scavenging means manually cleaning the human excreta, manually cleaning sewers, okay, latrines. So definitely you can see that manual scavenging is not a good work. It is a very inhumane work. Okay, this kind of work is not suited for the humans. So article 42 says that state must ensure humane work conditions, means the working conditions which are suitable for the working of human beings. So what government did, government actually banned the manual scavenging, means nobody will do manual scavenging, and if anybody forces someone else to do this, then this is a crime. Now friends, for maternity relief, what happened, that maternity leave was increased from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. Okay, so earlier maternity leave was 12 weeks, but now it has been increased to 26 weeks. Okay, so following the spirit of article 42, government banned manual scavenging as well as government increased the duration of maternity leave, means if a woman is pregnant and she has to deliver her baby, then now she will get more holiday. Okay, then comes friend article 43. So what article 43 says? So article 43 says that state should secure living wages and social and cultural opportunities for all the workers and promote cottage industries. Now what does it mean? So first part says that state should secure living wages for the workers. Now what is the meaning of living wages? So it means that government should make such laws. Okay, government should try to provide living wages to the workers. Living wages means government should at least try to provide them such amount of money which is enough for living life happily. Okay, so living wages means workers should be able to earn at least that amount of money which is enough for living their life comfortably and happily. Okay, so first part says that government should try to secure living wages for the workers, means workers should be able to earn at least living wages, means workers should be provided with at least such amount of money by which they can live their life comfortably and happily. Now friends, then it says that state should secure social and cultural opportunity for all the workers. Now what does it mean? So definitely we all know that workers are also human beings. They also have their social life. They also have their cultural life. Okay, so they should also get a chance to enjoy their social life, their cultural life. So article 43 instructs the government that government should try to secure social and cultural opportunities for the workers. Workers should also get their social opportunities and cultural opportunities, and they should also enjoy their social life and cultural life. Then friends, article 43 says that government should try to promote cottage industry. Okay, so then article 43 says that government should try to promote cottage industry. So friends, then the question arises that actually what is a cottage industry? Okay, so what question arises? So the question arises that what is a cottage industry? So cottage industry is a form of industry that can be started with very low investment. Okay, so what is cottage industry? So it is a kind of industry which can be started with a very less investment. Okay, means no huge investment is needed. Only a very short amount of investment is needed. Then friends, cottage industry is generally unorganized. Okay, so it means that it is not organized, it is unorganized. Okay, and the production of goods takes place in the house of laborers using conventional method. Okay, so then what is the place of production of goods? So the place of production of goods is the house of laborers. Okay, so laborers produce goods in their houses, and then they only use conventional methods. They do not use modern methods for the production of goods. They only uses conventional methods for the production of goods. So what is a cottage industry? So it is a kind of industry that can be started with very low investment, and the production of goods takes place in the house of laborers using conventional methods. So these kind of industries are known as cottage industries. Now Article 43 says that government should try to promote these cottage industries. Mean government should try that more of these industries should be opened. Government should try to promote them. So this Article 43 says. Then friends, then comes Article 43 capital A. So what Article 43 capital A says? So Article 43 capital A says ensure participation of workers in the management of the industries. Now what does it mean? So it means that Article 43 capital A says that workers should also be included in the decision making of the companies. Workers should also be included in the management of the industries. Okay, so they are working in the industry. They are actually involved in the process of the production of goods. So they also have a right. They should also have a say in the decision making of the company. Okay, so definitely I told you what is the meaning of economic democracy. So you can say that, sir, Article 43 capital A actually promotes economic democracy. Why? Because Article 43 capital A says that the workers should also be involved in the decision making of the company, in the management of the industries. Then friends, then comes Article 43 capital B. So what Article 43 capital B says? So Article 43 capital B says promotion of cooperative societies. Okay, means government should actually try to promote cooperative societies. Now friends, what is the meaning of cooperative society? So cooperative society refers to a type of business organization wherein people work together for a common goal. And what is that common goal? That common goal is the welfare of its members. Okay, so what is the definition of cooperative society? So cooperative society refers to that type of business organization where people work together. Okay, people work together and people work together for a common goal. And what is their common goal? Their common goal is to promote the welfare of its members. Okay, now friends, there are many characteristics of a cooperative society. For example, voluntary association. So voluntary association can be the first characteristic of a cooperative society. So what is the meaning of voluntary association? Voluntary association means if a person wants, then he can join that cooperative society by his wish. And if that person wants to leave that cooperative society, then by doing certain formalities, he can leave that also. Means a person can join and leave a cooperative society by his own wish. Then the second feature is open membership. So open membership means any person can join cooperative society. Okay, so there are no such restrictions that any person cannot join it. So any person can come and join it. Then the third thing is registration. Means to make a cooperative society, you have to actually register with the government. Okay, so you have to do a registration with the government of India, then only you will get the status of a cooperative society. Then comes the limited liability. Limited liability means the liability of the members is limited to the extent of capital contributed by them. Okay, so limited liability means the liability of a member is limited to the extent of the capital contributed by them. Then the next feature can be democratic character. Democratic character, what is the meaning of democratic character? Democratic character means, for example, a managing committee is appointed, okay, and managing committee is appointed to take important decisions. Now friends, members have the right to vote and choose among themselves the members who will form the managing committee. Okay, so it is a democratic institution, means the decision making will be democratic. Okay, why? Because for managing committee there will be elections, and who will go vote? So the members of cooperative society will give vote for the elections of the members of managing committee. So it is a democratic institution. Then service motive. So service motive is one of the most important feature of a cooperative society, which actually differentiates it from other type of business. Okay, so service motive is one of the most important feature of any cooperative society, which actually differentiates it from the other business institutions. For example, what is the meaning of service motive? So service motive means mutual help and welfare of poorer section is the sole purpose of society. Any surplus earned from its operation is allocated to the members as dividend while complying with the regulations of cooperative society. Okay, so what does it mean? So it means that the very purpose of establishing or opening a cooperative society is service, means mutual help and welfare of the poorer section of the society. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that if cooperative society earns any profit, then that profit will be distributed equally among the members of the cooperative society. Okay, so its main motive is service. Then its next feature is state control. Okay, means these cooperative societies are actually controlled by the government. Okay, and this is done to ensure the interest of the members of cooperative society. So this was the meaning of cooperative society. And friends, even if you have not understood the meaning clearly and you have not understood the features of cooperative society clearly, then it is not of that importance. Okay, you can ignore it also, but you have to keep in mind that cooperative society refers to a type of business organization where people work together for a common goal, and that common goal is welfare of its members. So at least you should try to remember this definition, and nothing else is important. And you have to try to remember that Article 43 capital B says that government should at least try to promote cooperative societies. Okay, so this was Article 43 capital B. Then friends, then comes Article 44. So what Article 44 says? So Article 44 says that government should try to achieve uniform civil code. Now what is the meaning of uniform civil code? So friends, uniform civil, so I will give you one example so that you can understand it more clearly. Now friends, what is the meaning of code here? So code means law. And what is the meaning of uniform code? So uniform code means when that law is applied equally to every person, every community in India. So uniform code means uniform law, means when that law is applied equally without any distinction, without any discrimination to all the peoples, all the communities, all the religions in India. Now friends, I will give you one example so that you can understand it clearly. Now friends, in laws can be of two types, civil laws or criminal laws. Now we know that in India there are uniform criminal laws, means criminal codes or criminal laws are already uniform. For example, CRPC. So CRPC is Criminal Procedure Code, and Criminal Procedure Code is uniform. Now what does it mean? It means that suppose there are two persons. The name of first person is Santa and the name of another person is Banta. Now friends, here I will not take the name of any religion. Suppose Santa belongs to religion A and Banta belongs to religion B. So here we will imagine two hypothetical religions. So suppose friends, Santa belongs to religion A and Banta belongs to religion B. Now suppose if Santa has committed murder, okay, and Banta has also committed murder, then judge will give equal punishment to both of these persons without seeing that from which religion they belong to. Okay, so uniform criminal laws means if somebody has done any crime, then same punishment will be provided to all the persons. Same punishment will be provided to all the persons, whether they belong to any community, any religion, any caste, any race, any sex. Okay, so in India there are already uniform criminal laws. For example, if there are two persons, Santa and Banta, Santa belongs to religion A and Banta belongs to religion B. If Santa has committed a murder, then definitely judge will give him death punishment or life imprisonment. And if Banta has committed a murder, then judge will give same punishment, means life imprisonment or death punishment to Banta also. But friends, that's not the case with all of the civil laws. Okay, so for example, I will give you now one more example so that you can understand it more clearly. Now friends, in case of personal civil laws, the personal civil laws are different for different religions in India. Okay, personal civil laws, for example, laws relating to marriage, laws relating to divorce, laws relating to inheritance. Okay, so these are the personal matters. So the personal civil laws in India are different for different religions. For example, we can say that the personal civil laws in India are different for Hindus, Muslims, Christians and other religions also. For example, friends, the marriage of Hindus are governed under Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Okay, so the marriage of Hindus are administered under Hindu Marriage Act 1955, but the marriage of Muslims are not governed under the same act. The marriage of Muslims are governed under Shariat or any other law. Okay, but it is not governed under Hindu Marriage Act. So the conclusion of the story, the summary of the story is that in India, personal civil laws are not uniform. Means personal civil laws are not applied equally to all the people. Okay, so personal civil laws are different for different religions. For example, personal civil laws for Hindu are different. Personal civil law for Muslims are different. Personal civil law for Christians are different. Okay, and which laws can be considered as personal civil laws? For example, the laws which are actually personal in matter. For example, marriage is a personal matter. Divorce is a personal matter, inheritance is a personal matter. So all the laws relating to marriage, divorce, inheritance and other things also, these all laws will be counted as personal civil laws. And these personal civil laws are not uniform in India. Means for the people of different religion, there are different laws. For example, the marriage of Hindus are administered under Hindu Marriage Act 1955, but the marriage of Muslims are administered under Shariat or any other law. Okay, I don't know actually under which act the marriage of Muslims is administered, but according to me, under Shariat their marriage is administered. Okay, so the essence of the story is that in India there are different personal civil laws for different religions. So Article 44 says that government should try to bring uniform civil laws for all the citizens of India, for all the people living in India. Okay, so Article 44 says that these civil laws should also become uniform. Means there should be no distinction. Means if there is one marriage act in the country, then the marriage of all the religions, marriage of the persons belonging to any religion should be administered according to that law only. Okay. So uniform civil code means uniform civil law means when civil law is applied equally to all the people present inside the territory of India, all the people living in India. Okay, and uniform civil law means, or uniform civil code means, when civil laws are applied equally to all the people of India, whether they belong to any religion, they belong to any sex, any caste, any race or etc. Okay, so Article 44 says that government should try to achieve uniform civil code. Government should try to make uniform civil code. So friends, then comes Article 45. So Article 45 says that state should provide free and compulsory education for children till 6 years of age. Okay, so earlier it was 6 to 14, means earlier it was that government should provide free and compulsory education for children whose age is between 6 to 14 years of age. But we all know that later it was made a fundamental right. Okay, so Article 21 capital A says that state should provide free and compulsory education to all the children whose age is between 6 to 14 years of age. So now it is a fundamental right, means it has already been achieved. So it was amended, and now it is that state should provide free and compulsory education for children till the age of 6 years, till 6 years of age. Now what does it mean? It means that it is the duty of the government, means actually government should try to provide compulsory education and free education to all the children present in India whose age is less than 6 years. Okay. Now friends, then comes Article 46. So what Article 46 says? So Article 46 says, promote the educational and economic interest of SCs and STs and other weaker sections and prevent their exploitation. Okay. So what does it mean? So friends, as we all know that scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other weaker sections, they are educationally backward, means their educational background is not that strong. Similarly, they are economically backward. They are not that rich people. They are economically backward. So Article 46 says that government should try to promote the educational interest of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other weaker sections. Okay. Similarly, Article 46 says that government should try to promote the economic interest of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and other weaker sections. Okay. Further, Article 46 instructs the government to prevent their exploitation. Why? Because we all know that the people of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and other weaker section, these people were always prone to exploitation. Okay, means these people always faced exploitation in our society. So Article 46 guides the government, instructs the government to make such laws, such policies by which their exploitation can be prevented. So definitely friends, government made SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act, and according to SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act, if any person does atrocity with any member of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe community, then he will be given punishment. Okay, so SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act actually prescribes for punishment for atrocities done with the members of scheduled caste or scheduled tribe. Similarly, friend, reservation policy. So what is reservation policy? So reservation policy actually promotes the educational interest of SC/ST. Okay. Similarly, it promotes the economic interest of SC/ST and other weaker sections. So friends, then comes Article 47. So what Article 47 says? So Article 47 says, promote public health and nutrition and prohibit the consumption of intoxicating drinks and drugs which are injurious to health. Now what does it mean? So it means that government should try to provide good health and a nutritious diet to the people of India. Okay, so government should try to provide a good health and a nutritious diet to the people of India. Moreover, friends, government should try to ban the consumption of intoxicating drinks and drugs. Okay, for example, what are intoxicating drinks and drugs? For example, alcohol is an intoxicating drug. Okay, so government should try to prevent the consumption of all the intoxicating drinks and drugs which are actually injurious to the health of people. Why? Because we all know that, friends, alcohol is injurious to health. Okay, tobacco is also injurious to health. Okay, but then also it is not banned. So Article 47 says that government should try to ban the use of all the intoxicating drugs. Why? Because these intoxicating drugs and drugs are injurious, are harmful for the health of people, and the aim of the state is to make healthy people. Okay, why? Because India is a welfare state, so India should provide, means state should provide good health to its people. State should not exploit the health of its people, and by not banning intoxicating drugs and drinks and drugs, actually it is actually compromising with the health of people. Okay, so Article 47 instructs the government, give order to the government that government should try to ban all the intoxicating drugs and drinks which are injurious to health. Okay, so what can be the example of Article 47? So definitely midday meal and fortified ration can be the best example of Article 47. Why? Because by providing fortified ration and midday meal, government is actually ensuring a good health and a nutritious diet to the people of country. Okay. So friends, then comes Article 48. So what Article 48 says? So Article 48 says to organize agriculture and animal husbandry on modern scientific lines and prevent the slaughter of cows, calves and other milch and draught animals. Now what is the meaning of agriculture? You all know agriculture is related to growing crops. Okay, actually the meaning of agriculture is much wider, but you just understand here that agriculture means growing crops and all these things. Okay, but what is animal husbandry? So animal husbandry means rearing of animals at a very large scale. Okay, so animal husbandry means when a person rears animal at a very large scale. So Article 48 says that government should try to organize agriculture and animal husbandry on modern scientific lines. Now what does it mean? It means that government should try to organize agriculture and animal husbandry on modern scientific lines, means government should try to include modern scientific methods in agriculture and animal husbandry. When farmers does agriculture, the farmers who does animal husbandry, so these farmers should actually introduce modern scientific methods in their agriculture as well as animal husbandry. Then Article 48 instructs the government to prevent the slaughter of cows, calves and other milch and draught animals. Now what is milch animals? So milch animals are the animals who gives us milk. For example, cow, buffalo. So these all animals are milch animals. And which animals are called as draught animals? So animals which actually carries the load. For example, camel, donkey. So these examples are draught animals, means the load carrying animals, load bearing animals. So Article 48 says that government should actually try to ban the slaughter of milch animals and draught animals. For example, government should try to ban the slaughter of cows, slaughter of calves. Okay. So what can be the example of Article 48? So green revolution and high yield variety seeds. Okay, these can be the best example of Article 48. Why? Because what happened in green revolution and what are actually high yield variety seeds, that they can be the best example of the use of scientific method in agriculture. Okay. Because in green revolution, farmers has to use modern scientific methods in agriculture, and definitely high yield variety seeds are a outcome of science. So then comes Article 48 capital A. So Article 48 capital A says that government or state should try to protect and improve environment and safeguard forest and wildlife. Okay, so what does it mean? So it means that government should try to first protect the environment and then improve the environment. Okay, and government should try to give safeguards to forest and wildlife. So there is nothing much to explain here. You can simply understand that Article 48 says that protect and improve environment and safeguard forest and wildlife. Okay, so it can be understood in a very simple way. Okay, there is nothing much to explain in this. So then comes Article 49. So Article 49 says protect monuments, places and objects of artistic or historical interest which are of national importance. So what Article 49 says? So Article 49 says protect monument, places and objects of artistic or historic interest which are of the national importance. Now what is monument? So the next possible alternate word for monuments can be memorial, statue or remembrance. Okay, so what is monument? Monument means a kind of memorial. So I will give you one example so that you can understand it. So friends, we know that Taj Mahal is a monument. Okay, so Taj Mahal is a monument. Okay, and Taj Mahal is a piece of art. It is of highly artistic importance. Similarly, Taj Mahal has its historical importance also. Okay, so Taj Mahal is a monument which has its artistic and historical interest. Why? Because Taj Mahal is a very beautiful piece of art. Taj Mahal has its historical importance. Okay, and definitely we know that Taj Mahal is important for India. It is of our national importance. So Article 49 says that Article 49 says that government should actually try to protect Taj Mahal. Okay, and Taj Mahal is just an example. So Article 49 says that government should try to protect all the monuments, all the places and all the objects. Okay, so monument can be a example, and the best example of monument can be Taj Mahal. Okay, so what can be the best example? So the example can be that government should actually try to protect Taj Mahal. So Article 49 says that government should actually try to protect all the monuments, all the places and all the objects which has their artistic and historical interest, which has their artistic and historical importance, and these monuments, places and objects are of national importance. Okay, and there is nothing much to explain in this also. Now friends, then comes Article 50. So Article 50 says separate judiciary from executive in public services. Now what does it mean? So it means that no member of judiciary can be the member of executive, and similarly no member of executive can be the member of judiciary. So Article 50 says that states should actually try to separate judiciary from executive in public services. So I will give you one example so that you can understand it more easily. So friends, what was the practice before 1973? That IAS officer was a judicial magistrate third class. Okay, so IAS officer was a judicial magistrate third class before 1973. Means IAS officers also had judicial powers. And we know that according to the principle of separation of power, that judicial, executive and legislative powers should not be concentrated in one hand. Executive, judiciary and legislature should be totally separate bodies. Okay, so definitely we know that IAS officer is an executive officer. Okay, so when IAS officer will also have judicial power, then there are very high chances that they can misuse this power. Okay, so what happened in 1973? That these judicial powers were snatched from the IAS officers, and from 1973, IAS officers were no more the judicial magistrate third class, and now there are no judicial powers with IAS officers, and they are no more judicial magistrate third class. So in 1973, IAS officer, the status of judicial magistrate third class was snatched from IAS officers. So friends, then comes Article 51. So what Article 51 says? So Article 51 says promotion of international peace. So definitely we know that India always promotes international peace. India always tries to avoid wars. Okay, so India is a supporter of international peace, and we all know what is the meaning of international peace, and India always tries to promote international peace. For example, the policy of NAMA. Okay, so the policy of NAMA can be the best example of the promotion of international peace. Okay, non-alignment movement, it was the best example of the promotion of international peace. So friends, non-aligned movement, or we can also call this NAM, it was actually the best example of the promotion of international peace, and India was actually among the whistleblower countries of this movement, and definitely Jawaharlal Nehru was among the founders of this movement. Okay, so India was among the whistleblower countries of this movement, and Jawaharlal Nehru was among the founders of this movement. Okay, so NAM, or non-alignment movement, it is not NAMA, it is NAM. Okay, so NAMA, there is nothing like NAMA. Okay, it is NAM, NAM, NAM. So non-aligned movement can be the best example of the promotion of international peace. Okay, now friends, some days back I gave you one assignment, and assignment was to figure out the mistake in this slide. Okay, so when I taught you Article 22 clause 2 and Article 22 clause 3, so I gave you one assignment to figure out mistakes in this slide. Okay, so today I will explain you what were the mistakes in that slide. Okay, and before explaining this, I would like to announce the name of those students who gave the correct answer. So the first student who gave correct answer is Arumugan. Second student who gave correct answer is Monisha. And the third student who gave correct answer is Dilip. So heartily congratulations to all those students who gave the correct answer, and I really praise the effort of all those students who at least tried to give the answer. Okay, so I really want to praise all the students who at least tried to give the answer. So friends, this was that slide. Okay, and in this slide the first mistake is the time of journey. Okay, so this is a wrong slide. Now I will show you the correct one. So this is correct slide. Okay, so the first mistake is in the time of journey. So friends, that day I told you that the time of journey is the time of journey which has to be excluded from 24 hours. The time of journey which has to be excluded from 24 hours is from the place of arrest to police station. But it is not actually police station, it is the court of judicial magistrate. So the time of journey which has to be excluded from these 24 hours is the time of the required time of is the time required to travel from the place of arrest to the court of judicial magistrate. So here time of journey means the time which is required to travel from place of arrest to the court of judicial magistrate. Now friends, the second mistake is here in the second point. So actually it is not article 22 clause 3. Please see the laser pointer. So the second mistake was in this second point. So it is actually not article 22 clause 3. It is the part of article 22 clause 2 only. Okay, so it is the part of article 22 clause 2. Now the third mistake is that in that lecture I told you, in that, let's see that slide. So I told you that no person shall be kept in custody beyond the period for which the detention was authorized by the magistrate. But that's not the case, and that's not the correct statement. The correct statement is no person shall be kept in custody beyond 24 hours without the authority of magistrate. Okay, so the correct statement is no person shall be kept in custody beyond 24 hours without the authority of magistrate. Now what does it mean? It means that police cannot keep any person in custody beyond 24 hours. Okay, police do not have the power to keep any person in custody beyond 24 hours. And if police wants to keep any person in custody beyond a period of 24 hours, then police has to take the orders of magistrate. And only after receiving the orders of magistrate, only with the authority of a judicial magistrate, police can detain a person beyond a period of 24 hours. Okay, so what does it mean? So it means that police cannot keep in custody a person beyond a period of 24 hours. Means the maximum time for which police can keep a person in custody is 24 hours. And if police wants to keep a person in custody beyond 24 hours, means more than 24 hours, then police has to take the orders of a judicial magistrate. And only when judicial magistrate will give order to police to keep a person in custody for more than 24 hours, then only police will be able to keep a person in custody beyond a period of 24 hours. Now the third mistake is that this is article 22 clause 3. So these protections are not available to enemy aliens or the persons detained under preventive detention laws. So this is article 22 clause 3. So article 22 clause 3 actually deals with the exception of article 22 clause 1 and article 22 clause 2. So article 22 clause 3 says that these protections are not available to enemy aliens or persons detained under preventive detention laws. Okay, and the explanation of this was absolutely right. So no problem was in the explanation. So friends, I heartily congratulate to all the students who gave the correct answer. And next time whenever I give any assignment, I request that at least all the students please try to give the answer. And I really want to praise the effort of all those students who at least tried to find article 22 clause 2 and article 22 clause 3 on internet or in any book, and they at least tried to give the answer. Okay, so friends, now I hope that you all must have enjoyed the lecture. So if you enjoyed the lecture, so please like the video, comment, subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon, and share this channel to as many people as you know who are preparing for State PSC or UPSC. Friends, actually I have got ulcers in my mouth and they are very painful. So that was the reason why I was unable to upload the lecture on Saturday. And if there is any pronunciation error in today's lecture, so please try to manage it, because actually ulcers are very painful. Okay, so friends, till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.